Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Foster, and this is my video reflection for my cultural interview for Theories of American Pluralism. I interviewed a lady who is a few years older than me, and we have similar and different backgrounds. To start with the differences, she was born in China in a rural village in the northwestern region of China. I grew up in a small town in Louisiana. Um, she was telling me that they lived in a very very small house, almost like one room. There was a large room and then a kitchen, and that everybody slept on what they called a kong or a king. I can't pronounce it right. But what it was a really large bed, and then during the cold months, they would heat it from the bottom with bricks and things like that were warmed in the fire. I grew up in a typical small wood frame house, but I had my own bedroom. We had running water. She didn't have running water or anything like that. They were they would get their water from a well that was close to the river. Um, Another difference is she speaks multiple languages. She she speaks Mandarin, which is a dialect of the Chinese language, and then she also speaks English. And she said that she can hold a conversation in Spanish, just not well. Um, on a really good day, I can speak English, and that's all. But on to our schooling. Like I said, I lived in a small town in Louisiana. I had access to public education from kindergarten through 12th grade. Um, she was telling me that in their village there was a school, but not all children could attend. She was one of the lucky ones. She got to go to school, but she was telling me that her brother um, was on what they call a work unit and that he wasn't able to go to school. Um, she went to school until the Cultural Revolution in China. And during that time, she said that she did not go to school for almost 2 complete years. So she missed out on 2 full years of education in China. And then about 2 years after that happened, that's when they immigrated to the United States. She said when she got here, the language barrier was the biggest difficulty that she faced. They moved to a neighborhood that had a high Chinese immigrant population, so there was a lot of people who spoke Chinese in the neighborhood, but the school that she went to was completely and totally English speaking. And that's another main difference that we have is that I went to school where there was only one language spoken, and then possibly when you got to high school, you could take a foreign language to use later on in life. Um, the Some of our similar schooling experiences is that it was a small classroom community or a small classroom setting. I think at the most I might have been in a classroom with 18 to maybe 20 kids, and she said that was about the average for their entire village. Was there was 20 kids in the entire school. We don't really mirror schooling or anything because it was such a like she said, it was such a different time in China, everything that they were going through. But we do share that we were both in public schools in the United States once she immigrated. She said that it was not as big as a transition as she thought. She felt that she was well prepared when she came to the United States, and she just gave it her best. And then another thing that we also share now is that we are both Christians. She grew up in a Buddhist household. I grew up in a Christian household, but she said once she came to the United States, after being here for about 20 years, I believe, she converted to Christianity. It's just really eye-opening to see what someone went through in the rural areas of China, and it probably happened in the city areas too. And it just taught me to be grateful for the opportunities that I had, even though I didn't recognize that, I was in a privileged situation, even though I grew up in a small area, in a poor area. Um, I always had education available to me. Whether I used it properly or not, that remains to be seen. But I'm back in college again, trying to better myself. She graduated from high school in the United States. Then she became a mother. She said that she took about 20 years off, and then she pursued her bachelor's degree, and she now has a doctorate degree. So that's something else that we share, that we're both trying to better ourselves and educate ourselves in a better situation for our families and everything. Um, it was a really eye-opening experience, and um, I'll take away from it to be grateful and to be appreciative of the things that we are offered in the United States versus other places. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.